साधनं प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामवित्र्यवतु गणेशाय नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Let us all be together. Let us all be nourished together. Let us all work together with great vigor. May our studies illumine and shine our intellects. May we not hate or contradict each other. Let there be peace, peace, and peace. If we are all in pieces, we cannot pray for universal peace. Jai Sai Ram. Offering our love at Sai Mata, the Mother of the Universe, by whose grace we have this mercy of the Veda Mata and the Bhumata, the Go Mata, the Desha Mata, and the Deha Mata, offering our pranams to the Sai Jagan Mata. We'll continue today with our quest to study the Rudra Kramapatham, third Anuvakam from Sri Rudra Prishna. This third Anuvakam is the essence of the second Anuvakam is omnipresence. The essence of the third Anuvakam is omniscience. You have to get this etched in your head. Omnipresence. How did we experience omnipresence of the divinity in second Anuvakam? If you know the executive summary, then everything else is an elaboration of that executive summary. Omnipresence means that which is present all the time. Omnipresence. That which is present all the time is the five elements of the nature, the moon, the sun, and the experiencer of all those things. What is omnipresent is also the sound as the vibration that is either manifest or unmanifest, and that which is described in the second Anuvakam from the ninth Yajus through the 13th Yajus, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 5 Yajus. You all should 100% take this Rudram practices that are happening on Wednesday and Devi Mahatyam practices happening on Tuesday to heart, because you will not sustain this learning only if you do it partially. You will not sustain it because it will not stay with you. It will only stay with you by constant listening, contemplation, and the effort to assimilate it. Simply put, Shravanam, Mananam, Nidhidhyasanam. Only when you listen for 1 hour and you leave this, you think it will stick in our heads. No, you have to go back and ruminate on it and assimilate it. So the essence of the third Anuvakam in one word is omniscience. What does the word omniscience mean? Hmm? Omniscience. Omniscience is all knowing. Omnipresence is ever present. Omniscience. And this second Anuvakam, as we contemplate on it today, this second Anuvakam consists of 17 yajus. 17 yajus. The first 8 yajus carry one stream of message, and the second 9 yajus carry a different aspect of that omniscience in a different perspective. The first 8 yajus identify our tendencies and behaviors that are driven by certain motives and forces, and in fact those forces and the drivers, as so as to say, is all about how we lose the perspective or the awareness of our presence, and that is what we are going to study today. It's one of the most intriguing anuvakams because it actually identifies and alerts, better to say, aware, to become aware and be alert to those that steal, that are cheaters, stealers, robbers, thieves, bandits, criminals, and various behaviors and manifestations that we are subject to. And the most paradoxical part of it is to identify the God or the divine as the chief or the master or the lord of such tendencies. It's very beautiful. Spirituality is taught two ways: primarily to unlearn. Secular education is learning, spiritual education is unlearning. Uh, Secular education is learning new things, spiritual education is unlearning what you learned. Then we say, why do I, to begin with, even learn that I should not learn? And why I learn all these things and then unlearn? That's a topic of discussion for study circle. Let's go into the, you are all impatient. I want to get to chanting very quickly. So, in this Anuvakam, as we go through this, we are now going to dwell on what are some of those sahamanaya nivyadhine avyadhininam pataye. This Anuvakam also has Ubhaya Namaskara, means it starts with a Namaskara, each Yajus Namaha, and ends with a Namaha. So just like the second Anuvakam, Pata, Pataye Namaha, Namo Namaha, that's how it is going to, that repetition will be there. Pataye Namaha, Namo Namaha, at least for the first 8 Yajus. Not only, so the first 8 edges will have those, And then as we go into the deeper aspect of the next 7, 9 plus 8, 17, they won't have the Pataye Namaha. Then you will have a different aspect, a different perspective to the each mantra. The Pataye Namaha ends with this second Anuvaka, ninth Yajus. Okay, who is going to share the screen?
Yeah, Ramana, I can share.
Uh,
I just
no,
joined.
but Swati said there was the pauses were added or holdings were added.
Yeah, yeah, I have that text, the version.
Okay, okay, very good. It's important to pay attention to the holdings because that's how you will experience the vibration. Yes, who is the Rishi for this Anuvakam? I'll come to that later. Hmm. F. Namah Sahamanaya. Om Sri Vidya. Om Namah Sahamanaya.
ॐ नमः सहमानाय ॐ नमः सहमानाय
Sahamanaya Nivyadhine.
सहमानाय निर्व्याधिने सहमानाय निर्व्याधिने.
Please, all of you should repeat after me, not just sit and watch. You have to experience the vibration, not just sit and watch or listen. Without that, you will not, it will not register. Shravanam, listen very carefully and register it with the same vibration. Nivyadhina avyadhininam.
निर्व्याधिन आव्याधिनीनां निर्व्याधिन आव्याधिनीनाम्
Nivyadhina iti nivyadhine.
निर्व्याधिन इति निर्व्याधिने निर्व्याधिन इति निर्व्याधिने
Avyadhininam pataye.
आव्याधिनीनां पतये आव्याधिनीनां पतये.
Very good. Good job on the holding on that. Vya. Why? Because A is the long vowel followed by the compounded consonant. Vya. The Vya has to be held a little more. The holding. Avyadhini namitya avyadhini nam.
आव्याधिनीनामित्या व्याधिनीनाम् आव्याधिनीनामित्या व्याधिनीनाम्
Pataye namaha.
पतये नमः पतये नमः
Namo namaha.
नमो नमः नमो नमः.
Yes, important. I was mentioning to someone practicing on Wednesday that Namo Namaha has to be no emphasis on the na on the second namaha. It is Namo Namaha. You should never say Namo Namaha. Only S.V. Rangarao in Maya Bazar can say that. You cannot say that. Okay? Because if you say Namo Namaha, then you are actually negating the salutation. I don't want to salute to you. So, Namo Namaha, not Namo Namaha. Telugu people have been spoilt by Maya Bazar. Namo Namaha, like that. So now, Nama Namaha Sahamanaya, Sahamanaya Nivyadhinaha Avyadhininam Pataye Namaha. Sahamanaya Nivyadhinaha Avyadhininam Pataye Namaha. So, as I mentioned before, Sahamanaya means the one who confronts enemies. Avyadhininam means the one who uproots all the forces from all directions in one shot. A valiant confronter of enemies that completely uproots avyadhinaha from all directions, all the forces. That is the meaning of that mantra. So, the next mantra is Kakubhaya Nishanginaha Stenanam Pataye Namaha. Kakubhaya Nishanginaha. Kakubha means it is the one who is seated on the hump of a bull adorned with the Nishangina, which is the sword, and he is Stenanam. Stenanam means plunderers, and he is the master of these plunderers. And the next one is Nishangina Ishuddhimate Taskaranam Pataye Namaha. The one who is armed with Nishangina, here the Nishangina, which is the sword, Ishuddhimate. Actually, the Ishuddhimate infers here carrying a quiver loaded with arrows, and who is the master of robbers. Namah Kakubhaya.
नमः ककुभाय नमः ककुभाय
Kakubhaya Nishangine.
ककुभाय निषङ्गिणे ककुभाय निषङ्गिणे
Nishangine Estenana
निषङ्गिणेस्तेनानां निषङ्गिणेस्तेनानाम्
Nishangina iti Nishangina iti Shangine Sangine. Sorry, I'm sorry. Yes, it is Sangine. Nishangina iti nihi. Sangine becomes Nishangina. Nishangina iti ni Sangine Sangine I'll chant one more time. Nishangina iti ni Sangine
निषङ्गिण इति सङ्गिने
Okay.
निषङ्गिण इति सङ्गिने
Okay. You verified this, Noma? Swati? It is Sangine, right? It's not
Yeah,
Shangine.
I'm just verifying it again once more.
Yeah. Let's verify that because just want to make sure how is the Sangine turning into Sha, Sa turning into Shakara, and also Na turning into Nakara without that the Na is the cerebral turning into a dental Na. Just want to make sure that there is no mistake there. Okay. So, Stenanam Pataye
स्तेनानां पतये स्तेनानां पतये
Pataye Namaha
पतये नमः पतये नमः
Namo Namaha.
नमो नमः नमो नमः
Yes, so this Nishangana repeats as the same in the next one. Namo Nishangine Em.
नमो निषङ्गिणे नमो निषङ्गिणे
Nishangina Ishu Dhimate Em.
निषङ्गिण इषुधिमते निषङ्गिण इषुधिमते
Nishangina Iti Ni Sangine Em.
निषङ्गिण इति निसङ्गिने निषङ्गिण इति निसङ्गिने
Ishu Dhimate Taskaranam.
ईषुधिमते तस्कराणाम् ईषुधिमते तस्कराणाम्
Ishuddhimata iti, sorry, Ishuddhimata iti shuddhi, iti shuddhi, 1 minute. Ishuddhimate, Ishuddhimata iti shuddhi. Ishuddhimata iti shuddhi mate em.
ईषुधिमत इति शुधिमते ईषुधिमत इति शुधिमते
तस्कराणां पतये
तस्कराणां पतये तस्कराणां पतये
पतये नमः
पतये नमः पतये नमः
नमो नमः
नमो नमः नमो नमः
So before you are learning the Krama Patham, you have to first of all know the Samhita Patham properly by heart. So when you come on Wednesday practices for the Krama Patham, I am asking people to chant the Samhita Patham without seeing the book. And what if you are not joining those practices, you should actually record. Without seeing the book by memory, you should record. And now listen to your recording with the book and see whether you really got the Samhita Patham correctly or not. That is the only way you will be eligible to learn Kramapatham because Kramapatham has more details as to the breakdown of the words, the swaras, and it's amazing exercise of contemplation. So now we go to the next.
Sairamana,
Yes,
the iti, it's ti is dirgham over there.
no, iti ni. No, it cannot be.
Yeah,
Iti ni, not iti ni. No, there is no
not there, Anna. The next line, iti shuddhi.
iti. Ishu dhimata iti shu. Yeah, you are right. Yeah, that is correct. Did I say iti shuddhi? Yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah,
chanted as
yeah,
Raswami.
yeah.
That's why.
It is, yeah, what you pointed out was correct because it is iti plus ishuddhi becomes iti shuddhi. So thank you for pointing out. Let's do that one more time. Maybe this Namo Nishangine. Let's start from there. Namo Nishangine Nishangina Ishudhimate Nishangina iti ni sangine Ishudhimate taskaranam Ishudhimata iti shudhi mate taskaraणां patye patye namaha namo namaha. Please chant ma.
नमो निषङ्गिणे निषङ्गिण इषुधिमते निषङ्गिण इति निसङ्गिने इषुधिमते तस्कराणाम् इषुधिमत इति शुधि मते तस्कराणां पतये पतये नमः नमो नमः
One more time.
नमो निषङ्गिणे निषङ्गिण इषुधिमते निषङ्गिण इति निसङ्गिने इषुधिमते तस्कराणाम् इषुधिमत इति शुधि मते तस्कराणां पतये पतये नमः नमो नमः
Very good. Namo vanchate
नमो वञ्चते नमो वञ्चते
vanchate parivanchate
वञ्चते परिवञ्चते वञ्चते परिवञ्चते
परिवं परिवञ्चते स्थायूनाम्
परिवञ्चते स्तायूनाम् परिवञ्चते स्तायूनाम्
परिवञ्चत इति परिवञ्चते
परिवञ्च परिवञ्चत इति परिवञ्चते परिवञ्चत इति परिवञ्चते
परिवञ्चत इति परिवञ्चते
परिवञ्चत इति परिवञ्चते परिवञ्चत इति परिवञ्चते
स्थायूनां पतये
स्थायूनां पतये स्थायूनां पतये
पतये नमः
पतये नमः पतये नमः
नमो नमः
नमो नमः नमो नमः.
So the fourth yajus is talking about the Lord of robbers. Parivanchate, Parivanchate, Stayunam Pataye Namaha. The Lord of embezzlers, embezzlers. Embezzlers are also stealers, but these embezzlers, they first gain your trust and then they deceive, they are deceiving, they are tricky, and they are elusive. And so, for those, he is the Lord of these embezzlers. Vanchate parivanchate stayunam pataye namaha. Stayunam, stenanam. There is another suktam where the word stenanam comes. If you all remember what suktam it is, special Mother's Day gift will be given. In which suktam have you learnt stenanam? Uh, will, don't keep thinking now. What happens is if the Guru says, Sishya asked, how do I meditate, Guru? The Guru says, don't think about the monkey. And then what all the Sishya will do is think about the monkey. Now I said this stenanam, and the rest of the lesson is gone. Chandrasekhar is only thinking, where is this stenanam coming now? Okay, okay. I will break it when we finish the class. Don't keep thinking about it. Vanchate, parivanchate. Stenanam is in the previous one. Here it is stayunam. Huh? Then there is stayunam pataye namaha. Stayunam pataye. Stayu means embezzlers. Namo nicherave paricharaya aranyanam pataye namaha. Nicherave paricharaya aranyanam pataye namaha. So these are Nicherave Paricharaya Aranyanam Pataye Namaha. These are the burglars that break into houses uh, and also in primarily during darkness, either in forests or at houses. They break in at darkness and they are burglars. Uh, so what is happening with all this? Plunderers, robbers, embezzlers, burglars. And then the next mantra talk about not those that are these all these other guys, they don't kill. But then there are those that actually they not only mob you, but they also attack and kill you, like what they do in unfortunately in South Africa. Those that is the sixth mantra. What those belong to are Sruka Vibhyaha, Jigaha, Jighagum Sadbhyaha, Jigham Sadbhyaha, Mushnatam Pataye Namaha. Mushnatam. Sraka Vibhyaha, Jigham Sadbhyaha, Mushnatam Pataye Namaha. The seventh mantra talks about Namaha Asimadbhyaha, Naktancharadbhyaha, Prakruntanam Pataye Namaha. You have to focus and feel every consonant and the syllables and the syllables associated along with the swara. I'm listening to people chanting yesterday also. Many mistakes in chant in the effort to chant fast. The quality gets affected. Like they're not saying the bhyas and bhyos, the bha ya together. Bhyo. So now let's look at this mantra. Okay, Namo Nicherave Paricharayaranyanam. We just finished the Stayunam Pataye. Let's chant the Namo Nicherave Em.
नमो निचेरवे नमो निचेरवे
Nicherave Paricharaya.
निचेरवे परिचराय निचेरवे परिचराय
Nicherava iti nicherave Em.
निचेरव इति निचेरवे निचेरव इति निचेरवे
Paricharayaranyanam.
परिचरायारण्यानाम् परिचरायारण्यानाम्
Paricharayeti paricharaya.
परिचरायेति परिचराय परिचरायेति परिचराय
Aranyanam pataye.
अरण्यानां पतये अरण्यानां पतये
Pataye namaha.
पतये नमः पतये नमः
Namo namaha.
नमो नमः नमो नमः
So the next one is Srikavibhyaha. Jigham Sadbhyaha, because the Anuswara is followed by Sa. In Yajurvedam, it gets substituted with Gum. Jigha Gum Sadbhyaha it becomes. Jigha Gum Sadbhyaha. Namasrkavibhyaha.
नमस्कृकाविभ्यः नमस्कृकाविभ्यः
Srkavebhyo Jigha Gum Sadbhyaha.
सृकाविभ्यो जिघागुंसद्भ्यः सृकाविभ्यो जिघागुंसद्भ्यः
Sadbhyaha. Sadbhyaha. Srkavebhya iti srkavebhyaha.
सृकावेभ्य इति सृकावेभ्यः
Gap. Srkavebhya iti srkavebhyaha.
सृकावेभ्य इति सृकावेभ्यः
Perfect, yes.
सृकावेभ्य इति सृकावेभ्यः
Jighagum sadbhyo mushnatam.
जिघागुंसद्भ्यो मुष्णताम् जिघागुंसद्भ्यो मुष्णताम्
So you still have to work on your cerebral na. Hmm? So you are pronouncing that as na. जिघागुं सद्भ्यो मुष्णताम्
जिघागुं सद्भ्यो मुष्णताम् जिघागुं सद्भ्यो मुष्णताम्
जिघागुं सद्भ्य इति जिघागुं सद्भ्य इति जिघासत् भ्यः
जिघागुं सद्भ्य इति जिघासद्भ्यः जिघागुं सद्भ्य इति जिघासद्भ्यः.
Very good. Second time you chanted comfortably. मुष्णतां पतये
मुष्णतां पतये मुष्णतां पतये
पतये नमः
पतये नमः पतये नमः
नमो नमः.
नमो नमः नमो नमः.
So this particular yajus has very fricative visargas and anas, the cerebrals. So it requires a little more, and the bhya, the bhaya together, bhya. You have to say bhya. So those are difficult to practice, difficult to pronounce. So lot of practice is required. Namasrkavibhyaha srkavibhyo jigham srkavibhyo jigham sadbhyaha srkavibhya iti srkavibhyaha जिघागुं सद्भ्यो मुष्णताम् जिघागुं सद्भ्य इति जिघासत् भ्यः मुष्णतां पतये पतये नमः नमो नमः.
नमस्सृकावेभ्यः सृकावेभ्यो जिघागुं सद्भ्यः सृकावेभ्य इति सृकावेभ्यः जिघागुं सद्भ्यो मुष्णताम् जिघागुं सद्भ्य इति जिघासद्भ्यः मुष्णतां पतये पतये नमः नमो नमः.
Good. नमोऽसि मद्भ्यः
नमोऽसि मद्भ्यः नमोऽसि मद्भ्यः
असिमद्भ्यो नक्तम्
असिमद्भ्यो नक्तम् असिमद्भ्यो नक्तम्
असिमद्भ्य इत्यसिमत् भ्यः
असिमद्भ्य इत्यसिमत्
असिमद्भ्य इत्यसिमत् भ्यः
असिमद्भ्य इत्यसिमत् इत्यसिमत्
इत्यसिमत्
इत्यसिमत् भ्यः असिमद्भ्य इत्यसिमत् भ्यः
इत्यसेमत्
इत्यसीमत् भ्यः
न तञ्चरद्भ्यः
न तञ्चरद्भ्यः न तञ्चरद्भ्यः
So to chant that bhyaha, you need to eat lot of avakai. Uh, Otherwise it won't come. Otherwise we'll keep say bhyaha, bhyaha, the bhyaha. If you say bhyaha, the meaning is different. You see, the all that bhyaha is plural. Every time you are listening to that, it's plural number. Naktancharadbhyaha means those that are all those that are nocturnal. Naktancharadbhyaha. And those that are nocturnal, Naktancharadbhyaha, that is the uh, dacoits, the militants, the chief, now he is Pataye Namaha. Those that are Asimadbhyaha, Asi means sword. Uh, Asi means sword. Asimadbhyaha means those that are carrying the swords. Asimadbhyaha iti asimat bhyaha. Asimat means those that are the mat. Asimat means carrying sword. Bhyaha, all those that are carrying the sword. So that bhyaha means plural number. Similarly, you will hear that iti charat bhyaha. So like even the previous one, everywhere you are seeing jighasat bhyaha. So sat plus bhyaha, the ta becomes sadbhyaha. Ta plus bhyaha becomes dbhyaha. Jighasat bhyaha becomes jighasadbhyaha. So asimat plus bhyaha, asimadbhyaha. So where did I stop? Asimadbhya. Namo simadbhya. Okay, we finished that, no? Did we finish the whole thing?
तञ्चरद्भ्यः न
Okay,
तञ्चर
okay. न तञ्चरद्भ्यः
न तञ्चरद्भ्यः न तञ्चरद्भ्यः
चरद्भ्यः प्रकृन्तानाम्
चरद्भ्यः चरद्भ्यः प्रकृन्तानाम् चरद्भ्यः प्रकृन्तानाम्
चरद्भ्य इति चरत् भ्यः
चरद्भ्य इति चरत् भ्यः चरद्भ्य इति चरत् भ्यः
प्रकृन्तानाम् पतये
प्रकृन्तानां पतये प्रकृन्तानां पतये
प्रकृन्तानामिति प्रकृन्तानाम्
प्रकृन्तानामिति प्रकृन्तानां प्रकृन्तानामिति प्रकृन्तानाम्
पतये नमः
पतये नमः पतये नमः
नमो नमः
नमो नमः नमो नमः
Ushnishine. Ushnishine means those that are wearing masks. Ushnishine, Giricharaya, wandering in the mountains. Giricharaya, Kulunchanam. Kulunchanam means those that are bandits, those that ambush and rob people in the forest and mountains. the lord of those masked bandits, I offer my salutations. Namavushni
नम उष्णीषिणे नम उष्णीषिणे
उष्णीषिणे गिरिचराय.
उष्णीषिणे
Uh,
गिरिचराय
no, ma.
Oh, sorry. उष्णी
Ushni Giricharaja. Is it written differently?
no.
Yeah, okay.
उष्णीषिणे गिरिचराय उष्णीषिणे गिरिचराय
So you need to gam ganapataye namaha, ganapataye namaha 108 times. You need to chant that. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Ganapata Anakaram is coming as Nakaram sometimes. Gana, like for example, here we are saying Ushni Shine. The At the end of the word you are saying the Nakaram good, but in the middle of the word the Nakaram is sounding a little bit like Nakaram. I am nitpicking, right? I am hearing very closely to everything that is being chanted, and so that's the only way you get perfection of chanting, and the perfection of chanting is perfection of vibration. Okay, now Vushne Shine Giricharaya.
उष्
Giricha. Ah, go ahead.
उष्णीषिणे गिरिचराय उष्णीषिणे गिरिचराय
Giricharaya Kulunchana
गिरिचराय कुलुञ्चानाम् गिरिचराय कुलुञ्चानाम्
Giricharayeti Giricharaya.
गिरिचरायेति गिरिचराय
Okay,
गिरि
notice the Giricharayeti. So the cha is going a little more down than the anudatam, right? Giricharayeti Giricharaya.
गिरि गिरिचरायेति गिरिचराय गिरिचरायेति गिरिचराय
Kulunchanam pataye.
कुलुञ्चानां पतये कुलुञ्चानां पतये
Pataye namaha.
पतये नमः पतये नमः
Namo namaha.
नमो नमः नमो नमः
Good. That concludes the first 8 of the yajus in this third anvakam. There we have just as we have gone through the 8 tendencies that we have discussed. So, what are these 8 tendencies? If you look at this anvakam, sahamanaya nivyadhina avyadhininam pataye. See this to retaliate and punish or attack, when somebody opposes our point of view or opinion. You can unshare, Zairama, now. Let's contemplate on this mantra. So, you understand what that is? Not understand. Are we aware of all of that? Yeah. There is this tendency that when you perceive that somebody is speaking something, we turn defensive. And in the defensiveness, we won't even let the other person speak because you are so attached to your point of view, and somebody is saying something that sounds like not aligned with what you're saying, then you become ferocious and you attack that person with your body language, everything all around Mahishasura. You become a bull, and then you shout and you throw tantrum and you go to the person, you point the finger at their face. Just note, I'm not talking about you all, I'm talking about myself. Huh? Yeah, notice that. What drives that? What tendency is that associated with? What tendency is that associated with? Have you ever asked that question? What tendency am I showing up? What tendency is showing up out of me when I have such a behavior that manifests when somebody seems to be perceiving that somebody is attacking us? And then there is, that is what is called sahamanaya nivyadhina avyadhininam pataye namaha. Then then the next one is kakubhaya nishangine stenanam pataye namaha. Uh, that is the plunderer seated on a hump of bull and armed with a sword. Plunderer means the one who steals something without the owner's knowledge. Without the owner's knowledge, somebody steals something, they are called a plunderer. What is that in us? The desire. Desire steals something from you without your own knowledge of it. And then there is something that you steal forcefully with the knowledge of the owner. Huh? With the knowledge of the owner, you steal something. And that which steals with the knowledge of the owner is what is called anger. Just listen to me. This is practical Rudram learning, not Rudram learning just for the sake of Rudram learning. Everything in Rudram is all about our own self, manifested as different things, tendencies. When you get angry, you know that you are angry. At some point, you know, because your blood pressure has risen and you are, shouting at the other person. I was sharing in South Africa when I asked Swami, why do I shout when I get angry? Why do I shout? Why do I shout when I get angry? Then Swami said, because you become a dog. He said, anger turns you into a dog. He said, oh, really? What does that mean? Because when you are what does a dog do when a stranger comes by? The dog barks because it doesn't recognize the other person. So the dog starts barking at a stranger. So when the dog is barking at a stranger, it doesn't recognize that other person. It knows that it is not the owner. Some stranger has come, it starts barking. So when you turn angry, the person that is opposite to you could be your own wife or your children or your best friend, whoever. You stop recognizing them as somebody close to you. They turn into strangers and you start barking, even though you have knowledge that you are barking. at some point because your voice is raised. Then why do you shout at somebody who is present right in front of you? Huh? Will you ever get angry and speak softly? You know what happened? I am very angry at you. Do you ever say like that? Huh? You shout. Why do you shout when you are angry? Even though the person is right in front of you, they can hear you very well even if you speak. And Swami said very beautifully, this is all Bhagwan's words and life experience with Bhagwan, the inner experience of Bhagwan. And Bhagwan said, you know what happens? Why do you shout at somebody? Because they are far away from you. So what has separated you is from the heart of the other person. And therefore you start shouting loudly because your hearts are far apart, even though your bodies are right next to each other. And then he said, if you are one heart, you don't even have to speak. Without speaking, the other person will understand you. I've noticed that myself with Bhagwan. He doesn't even speak to his students or anybody. Somehow they know what he's thinking. How do they know? Because he is in the heart. He doesn't need to speak to you. The moment he looks at you, you know what he wants because he is your heart. So this anger forcefully steals like a robber. And then now there is the fourth one, which deceives after gaining trust and making the owner believe in them. Like somebody comes to your house as a servant, their living maid or whatever they call live-in maid. They gain your trust and everything. One early morning they'll pack up all your gold and money. They disappear. Huh? So this is the greed. The greed. Greed gains your trust, and after gaining your trust, it steals everything from you. How does it steal? You have everything with you, but you still want more. So you become a stealer. And then the fifth one is the burglar. To intrude into others' affairs and to provoke them and hurt them. This is what is called envy, jealousy. That fellow has some great character or great art or whatever, great attribute, whatever. Now, what this envy says, how come you are not like that? How come you can't sing like somebody else? How come you don't look as beautiful as somebody else? How come you don't have this what other person has? This is the what is called a burglar. It has entered into the head of somebody else and now try to steals away from you who you truly are. This is the inner meaning of what we are really talking about. There are two more and I will complete that. These armed robbers, this is arrogance, the mada associated with us. Then there is this, the dacoits, the militants. Uh, this is attachment, moha. And then the masked bandit is the of delusion of who you are not. This is the essence of this. So these tendencies, the inner tendencies. Now, what does that mean? The God is chief of all this. Oh, somebody is angry with me, or what? They're throwing stuff at their husband now. Okay. Oh, that's I. I. Okay. Okay. So, what does that mean that he is stealer of stealers? the lord of embezzlers, the chief of dacoits. What does all that mean? And stay tuned, we will contemplate on that next week. Jai Sai Ram. Okay. Oh, now we'll finish with the Yadakshara Pada Brashtam by Chandrasekhar, and he will share where this Tenanam came. Okay. Yadakshara Pada Brashtam.
ॐ यदक्षरपदभ्रष्टम् मात्राहीनं तु यद्भवेत् तत्सर्वं क्षम्यतां देव नारायण नमोऽस्तु ते विसर्गबिन्दुमात्राणि पदपादाक्षराणि च न्यूनानि चातिरिक्तानि क्षमस्व साईश्वर अपराधसहस्राणि क्रियन्ते हर्निशं मया दासोऽयमिति मां मत्वा क्षमस्व साईश्वर अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम तस्मात् कारुण्यभावेन रक्ष रक्ष साईश्वर हरिः ॐ तत्सत् श्री साईश्वरार्पणमस्तु स्वस्तिः प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्ताम् न्याय्येन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणः शुभमस्तु नित्यम् समस्तलोकाः
गो ब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम्.
गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम् समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः
Okay, before we say Jai Bolo, are there any questions or comments? Where does the word Stena come? Has anybody figured out?
It's just a guess. Is it in that Pratiratham?
Huh? No, just a guess. Okay. Anybody? Okay. I was having a satsang about that word with the priests in South Africa because when we did the Chandi Homam in South Africa, before offering the Purnahuti with every chapter, etc., they chant that mantra. Yavaya avrikya avrkai yavayastena urmye atha anasutara abhava. Okay. And they were trying to tell me, I asked him, why did you chant this before Purnahuti? And what is the meaning of this mantra? And then they were telling me Yavayaha Tena Murmye is the I said no, it is not Yavayaha, it is Yavaya Stena Murmye, Stena Murmye. So and then we went into the satsang about that mantra. Who remembers the meaning of that? Does anybody remember the meaning of that? Ay, 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 ay. Sometimes I'm just talking to myself only here. Hmm. By this time, all the advanced students, as I was telling in the Wednesday practice session, you have, if you don't have the awareness associated with this mantra, it will come and it will come only with practice. Only with practice. So these Wednesday practice sessions are not for uh, the by judging your capability of chanting. That is not what it is about. It is those that are fluent in chanting. You can still come to practice, and while others are chanting, you can contemplate on what is the meaning of this. How did I learn about this? Then you are chanting now. They may be chanting looking at the screen. If you are an expert chanter, you don't have to look at the screen. Chant without looking at the screen and ask the person who is coordinating the session to ask how many mistakes you made. That is real practice. Then that means you are chanting by heart, not by head. By heart. Have you looked at the word? by heart, chant by heart, not by head. So when you chant by heart, then the meaning will automatically express itself. Yes, Yavaya, Yavaya avrikya amvrikang yavayastena mu urmye. Yavaya vrikya amvrikam. Vrikya Amurkam is the he wolf and the she wolf. Yes, Sita posted he wolf and yes. So what do the he wolf and she wolf do? What do wolves do? They are waiting at the bushes to steal. Stena. They're stealing. Urmie. Urmie. Urmi means wave. Athanaha sutara bhava. Please, please save us from these stealers, the he wolf and the she wolf. Huh? These two are the stealers. Please save us from this wave of robbery that is coming from this he wolf and she wolf and make us cross across this ignorance. That is the meaning of that. Anyway, if there are no more questions or comments, let us close.
Sairam Shekhar,
Mahat.
we have one question.
Yes,
Um,
yes,
well,
yes, ma.
sometimes we have this sense of fairness that should happen around us, and that creates some anger and attachment and a little bit of, frustration that things are not happening in a fair manner, seemingly. So, where does that fall into this picture of all these plunderers, stealers, and other things? Is it like a short sightedness about our journey in life?
Yes, ma. So the root of that, right? What is the root of that? The root of such expectation is what? I'm not treated being fairly. That may be truer, but that's a perception within us. But what is the root of that? What is the root of that, Sitama?
Desire.
Huh?
Losing our oneness. And
Yes, that is the ultimate answer. But the root of that is certain image,
expectation.
image and expectation about yourself. I am so and so. I deserve to be treated better. Okay. Or I have certain decorum, Hey, how come, nobody pays attention to me when I walk in? They don't offer a seat and all of that stuff. That is one level of, so there is that image about yourself, and that image about yourself is the delusion, the Maya, the last one that we talked about. So you have identified with that self which doesn't even exist. This whole concept of I is false. The I as the individual I is false. It doesn't exist in your brain. We talked about this significantly. It's completely false. It's a mirage. It has absolutely no, and that is what it causes, and that comes because you have separated from that awareness of oneness. So that is, she came straight into the into the answer. But again, when you do that analysis, you have to go step by step. What is peel, like onion peeling? You have to go. Then only you will understand the tendencies. Because yes, ultimately it is definitely lack of awareness of oneness. Why does lack of what is the reason why there is lack of awareness? Because you have created an image about yourself that distinguishes or distinct expectation about that image, and then you start going after, I have written this book, nobody read it, uh, then you will find people to freely give it away. Nobody is buying it. Then you will find the people how to give this book. And then you publish book, then the book becomes a burden. Why? Because there is certain expectation about that book. If it doesn't even belong to you, or if it belongs to the universe, why you should even. No, not that I am criticizing anybody who writes books, huh? That is okay. I mean, there is sharing of knowledge, there are other good aspects about it. It's good to do that, but you should do that without an expectation. Can you write a book without putting your name and just write Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba because all the knowledge came from him? You look at that Rudram PDF, there is no mention of any name. It's all Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba's prasadam. Who am I to came to take credit for that and put my name, even though that knowledge is not mine? 100%. That is the delusion with which we live, and the delusion is what takes us away from the true presence, to say that yes, there is this incredible awareness of oneness, and what we are sharing in that relative context is to together be in the light, not to distinguish one from another. And then you say, oh, that person is greater than me, this person is lower than me. All of this drama starts to play, and there are manifestations of the drama at various levels of tendencies, as in desire, as in anger, as in jealous, as in greed, as in attachment, and ultimately the he wolf and the she wolf we are talking about is the I and the mine, and they are the real stealers. The real stealers are the I and the mine. The I, as in I am in false identification of the self. That I, false identification. Jai Sairam. Okay. Any more questions? Very good
Anna,
question. Yes.
no, did Sister Swati be able to check on the Sangini sister?
Yes. 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 It is Sangine. It is Sangine, not Shangine. I have to check myself how grammatically that happens. Is there a nihi there, so the sa becomes the sha, and why does the na turn into na? I have to I have to look into that. I do not know. I am not that knowledged. Okay. Any other questions?
I also posted the uh, Chandas and the Rishi. Anna.
Brihati, yes. Mahadeva Rishi. Okay, very good. Where did you extract this from?
From Bhattabhaskaracharya's book.
Very good. For this, for both the Anuvakas, 2 and 3?
Yeah. No,
Okay.
the
No,
first one I
you,
already texted you. It was Manduka Rishi, and the Mahagayatri is the Chandas, and the Devata is Rudra for the
oh,
second one.
second Anuvaka. Okay. Why don't you put that on the PDF that you shared today? So add them there on the top of that, and yes, so you can add those and then recreate the PDF and share it. The PDF for the Telugu and the Devanagari have the holdings also now, or only the English?
Only the English for now, Anna. So we are working on that, automating that whole piece of automatically transferring it to the other languages.
Jai Sai Ram. Thank you very much for
And
your
also, Anna,
service.
yeah, no, there are some requests for Kannada also. So I was able to convert it, but I need some proofreaders for Kannada Kramapatam.
Is there a Kannada reader here? If nobody asked, let's keep it like that. The one who asks about it, we'll ask them to volunteer. Okay.
Sure.
All right. Thank you. Thank you all so much. Happy Mother's Day again. And today is also Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya's Jagadguru Adi Shankara Jayanti, and also Ramanujacharya Jayanti. As I was sharing, I think yesterday I was sharing, Ramanujacharya is born in the nakshatra of Shiva, and Shankaracharya is born in the nakshatra of Rama. For Vaishnavites, Rama is the supreme god of worship. That's why they keep on doing Parayana and Vyakhyanam on Ramayana, not on Bhagavatam, because Ramayana is Visishtadvaitam. For them it is Rama is separate God, Rama is nothing but God, and we are all the reflections, etc. That's the basic premise of qualified non dualism of Ramanujacharya. So, Ramanujacharya, who is a Visishtadvaita philosopher, is born in the nakshatra of Shiva, who doesn't have any of that stuff. And then the one who is the Shiva, who is the propounder of this Advaita, Adi Shankaracharya, is born in the nakshatra of Rama, who is Vishnu. But they are born on the same day because those two nakshatras go together. And interestingly, many hundreds of years apart, I would say almost 300 to 400 years apart. They are both great gurus, and there is in Advaita there is no conflict. We accept everything because ultimately there is only one. Okay. Uh, Ultimately, there is only one. So, if there is only one, the one expresses itself as differently. So, it is the one expressing as differently. So, we are all one and be happy. Happy Mother's Day. May Sai Mata, Jagan Mata bless us all together. Jai Sai Ram. Jai Bolo Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba Ji ki.
जय
Jai